Hello, folks, and welcome to the Ottumwa Radio Mancast.
Episode
three. Yeah. Feeling good. First one's going to go out tomorrow.
All right.
First full episode, 5 little clips of the subjects cut down, so if they don't want to commit to a whole episode, they can just watch little bits and pieces of it. So
Yeah.
I really am.
Yeah,
I'd love
I
to
am
sit there
too.
and watch a 3-hour podcast. I can't.
We appreciate the good people's time.
Yeah, that's true. That's
plus with the clips, it's labeled so they know what they're getting into
Right.
before they
No.
go.
Right.
So
Right.
TikTok has just ruined attention spans.
Yeah.
really has.
Just fried
Yeah.
them. Absolutely right.
And you know those days you want to see something about fish on the beach, you know.
very funny, hilarious,
In the industry we call
hilarious, guys, hilarious.
In the industry we call that a callback.
So how'd everybody's weekend go? Good? It's hard to come back on Mondays.
Surprisingly quiet.
It was for me too, on the work front and everything.
Yeah.
Very peaceful.
Well, I'm in the prepping for Thanksgiving, which is coming up soon. So
Oh yeah,
it's-
we had a Thanksgiving this weekend. My mom had her Thanksgiving, so we got that one out of the way.
We're
Which is always nice because
we're
then you
in
don't
early
have them crammed
Thanksgiving
together.
season.
Yeah.
That's I can respect that.
Then you don't have them all crammed into one day, and you know the disease goes around Thanksgiving. You're not seeing all of it at once, so.
I talked to 2 guests today. Well, I was supposed to talk to 2 guests today. I'm in Morning Magazine. The first guy had the flu.
Oh yeah.
And he called it significant flu. So,
Ooh.
yeah, I don't know if who's had flu? Everybody have flu.
Oh, yeah.
There's no degrees to flu. There's no like, oh, I have a mild case of the flu.
I'm a highly functioning flu.
It's just I'm dying.
Yeah. All flu is bad.
Yeah. When you get done yakking it up and you're laying in the bathroom floor.
Yeah. So when he says significant flu, I go, wow.
Stay home.
Well, are we talking both ends flu? Are we talking
Both. It's always
fluids
both.
everywhere flu?
Terrible.
Gonna have to hire a maid afterwards.
Somebody said they just end up throwing their underwear away when it gets to that point. So I think that was a teacher from Pekin that told me that one. It was so bad I just started throwing my underwear away. That's what they said. You know it's
Wow,
bad then,
and to admit to
when
that.
you're just retiring clothing. So, all right.
Don't go in the laundry room.
Yeah. So, first thing, I just saw something yesterday where the UK is now doing something where they have a knife turn-in, where people can turn their knives into law enforcement, no questions asked. So then I looked into it, and also the UK has some of the strictest gun laws. Like, I think it's really hard to get a handgun. If you're going to get a regular
They've
gun, you
always
have to
been
make
like
a
that.
case for it. Like, you have to have a reason for
Even
having
the
it.
police, the Bobby officers,
Yeah.
they never carried guns. I don't know. I think that's changed now, though, but I could be wrong.
I don't know, honestly. So, yeah.
He carried
So,
a gun in Hot Fuzz, didn't he?
He did carry a gun in Hot Fuzz. That was quite a while ago.
Yes, it was.
But now people don't carry guns for the greater good.
How's that working?
Oh my God! You didn't get the Hot Fuzz reference. God.
Oh
bless it.
shoot! It's been a minute.
Dang it, Russ.
I watched Shaun of the Dead recently,
Oh,
so I got that
I
one.
teed it up for you and everything.
It has been.
Damn it, Russ.
I think the last time I watched it, though, I am overdue to watch it again. It's been about a good 8 or 9 years. I've seen Shaun of the Dead. I don't know how many times. Countless times.
No
I watch it
excuses.
every year.
I've
watched Hot Fuzz twice.
Russ, I love you like a brother, but I'm really disappointing you right now.
I take that. I'll take that. and I own all 3 of them. All 3 of the Cornetto trilogy.
Okay, so the knife turn-in is kind of like the gun turn-in that you've seen in different countries.
Correct.
And so, okay, you can turn in a knife, no questions asked. Okay, my first question is, what did they cut meat with? And do those get turned in as knives?
Oh,
because
that's a great point.
yeah,
I thought you were going to ask, what do they open a box with?
Call back to earlier today. That's right.
That was
That's
behind
right.
the scenes.
I mean, is this
It's-
something we could see over here with
No,
the change in
no,
politicians
no,
that
no,
we're
be-
seeing? You don't think so?
Because a lot of people say that the fail-safe for the United States is the fact that we have a Second Amendment. And the reason why there is not huge government overreach now, some people may argue about how far the government overreach is here, but the reason why we don't live in a tyrannical state is because of the Second Amendment. So that is not going away. People would fight tooth and nail to see it go away. Now, I know certain communities have said, turn your gun in, no questions asked. I don't think any of the bad guys say, oh, you know what? I've seen the error of my ways here. Here's my gun. I will use something else to rob, steal, and create havoc in my community. I don't think that's the way things go. And the reason why you're appealing upon the goodwill of people when you say turn in this, turn in that. Bad people have no goodwill.
No.
They're still going to do bad things. They're still going to have weapons to do bad things. London has stabbings all over the place. That replaces shootings, apparently. But they have stabbings instead. Oh, yeah.
No, I guess because they've got harsh gun laws.
Right. So people stab each other instead of shoot each other, which...
Are there still shootings over there, though? I didn't look much into that. I just saw that
I don't
strict gun
think
laws.
there are, but, I mean, if people die by... Would you rather be stabbed or shot? It still sucks.
Right. And I'm not saying I'm for taking away the guns. I'm like you. I think it's ridiculous because criminals obviously don't abide by the laws. But I mean, you don't think that could come this way? You don't think that somebody could try to mess with the...
No, I think they will try.
Yeah.
I think people will try.
Somebody's done it. Somebody's
Right.
putting the seeds in there somewhere. Yeah, you know.
But the reason why we don't get invaded as a country, and the reason why the government doesn't overreach is because everybody, within reason, if you're not a felon, or a child, has a reason, or is legally able to own a gun. And that's what makes this country so awesome.
Definitely.
Yeah, and I agree. And
I just want to protect myself as
Yes,
well, you know?
yes. Well, okay, let me give you an example. So, and this is like a really bad type of deal. And it's kind of extreme, but it happened up in Michigan. So this guy had his garage broken into multiple times. By the same group of teenagers, about seven teenagers. He's had enough. And next time they break into his garage, he gets a gun and he starts shooting at them. And one of them dies as a result. So the fact that he's had his garage broken into so many times, what is he supposed to do?
Right.
And I heard from the family itself, and the family says, well, our son shouldn't have died like that. Your son shouldn't have broken into somebody's
Right. Where's the parenting
garage.
there if it's happened
Yes.
over and over again, too?
Yes, absolutely. It's like that meme from Frank, and It's Always Sunny in Philadelphia. He's like, well, anyway, I just started blasting it.
I love that show.
Yeah, I love that show, too. It's
What was
so
this? The
awesome.
gun with the shot glass or whatever, where he poured the liquor in the gun and then he... a crazy show. Second season when he came in, it was just all...
Yeah.
crazy.
It became a classic show.
Yeah.
But that's why we have the Second Amendment, just so we can not only protect ourselves from foreign threats, if need be, like the old militia back during the Revolutionary War, but from people who are American citizens who want to do us harm as well.
And I think that also goes into the states' rights, is when they try to come in. I may be saying this wrong, but a lot of that has to do with even within the states. If you try to invade America, you can't just invade the capital and go, oh, it's ours now.
Nope.
No, you got 50 states that are independent, and they're their own states. So you can't. There's not just one. You can't. You got a whole labyrinth of things to get through.
Oh yeah, there's
and a whole guerrilla warfare, which we started.
There's a quote that somebody had. It was an Asian ruler, and he goes, "The reason why you'll never invade the United States is because there's as many people with guns as there are blades of grass." Mm-hmm. And that's a badass quote. Love that quote.
We'll go back
Who
to
said it? You don't remember?
Yeah, I don't remember who said it. I'd have to look it up. On my
We'll go
phone,
back to
and I don't wanna do
Casablanca.
that now.
Go back to Casablanca when Rick was talking to the Nazi general.
Ah.
He's like, well, Well, what if you say if the Nazis arrived in New York? He said, well, I'd say there's parts of New York that the Nazis should stay out of. It's a great quote. It's and it's
Parts
true.
of New York, everybody should just. I was surprised. We went to Chicago this last weekend, and I had a knife with me, and we went into the Sears Tower. And as soon as you walk in, they have those signs, no guns, no knives. And I was like, oh, crap, because I figured I'd just have to throw it away because they wouldn't let me take it in there. And he measured it, and it was the right size, and he had me put it in my bag, and that was good.
What?
But, really?
Yeah.
Okay, so
He had me put it in. I had a little backpack with me. So he took it out, looked at it, and he had like a device on the metal detector because we ran our bags through just like the airport.
Yeah.
And he put it on there, and it was within the size. He said, here, put this in your backpack, and there you go.
What is it,
Okay.
3 inches? Because I think I got my
I
knife
don't
too.
remember. Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
mine.
probably about the size I got.
that looks like a good regulation knife.
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's
I
about
think
the
so.
size I got.
It's a stub nose. Actually, I have a regular knife that I usually keep on me, but I lost it. I don't know where it went off to. I had to get into a box. It was a fiasco.
It was a fiasco. It was.
But I used my backup knife in my backpack.
It's a slippery slope, though.
It is.
And once you give up some rights, the government never stops.
Now, do you think
Look at
some of
taxes.
these things that are going on, like we've had the assassination attempts, the Charlie Kirk shooting, and it still goes on, continuing. I mean, you're always hearing about it. School shootings, it seems like once a month they were going on. So could that be used then as fear-mongering to scare people into allowing this to happen? Do you think that's a possibility?
Oh, definitely.
That's possible.
Oh, absolutely.
Absolutely.
Yeah, it could definitely be used as like a
Try to
springing
force
point.
your own agenda. Yeah,
There you
that was
go.
right. That was the right word.
Yeah,
Force
those-
your own agenda.
Way to use your words, Russ.
Thank you. I'm coming around here. No, but I do think there's a lot of that. I think there's genuine crimes that are happening out there, and I think the high publicity, people are just trying to. Yeah, it does seem like it's drawing it out a little bit, but but it still goes to say, look at compared to states like look at Illinois and Chicago, and then look at Iowa. It's a drastic difference.
I think the biggest difference.
Neither ones are perfect, but
the biggest difference, I think, is say take Charlie Kirk for example. The person who was accused of killing him legally bought the gun. It was legally owned. The problem is what was going on mentally with him. Obviously, now I think we are doing people with mental issues a big disservice in this country because you cannot. First of all, we close mental institutions.
Right, that's a big
And
problem.
exactly.
Yeah.
And that I think that's a huge problem. So
I mean, the one that we had in town closed, wasn't that the old St. Joe?
Yeah,
Wasn't that the
yeah,
mental place here?
yeah.
And it closed down, yeah.
and the one in Mount Pleasant too.
So that's like one big door that's closing, and there's really no recourse for either. You can't treat anybody with mental issues because they have to
But they have to
they have to
self-admit.
submit. Yeah, they have to be willing to go through those types of treatments, and if they don't, then they just blow around the wind. They get arrested. They get shuffled out of jail. They get arrested again. Nobody really knows what to do with them, and
Right.
the mental institutions closed because the practices were so heinous, shock therapy, what have you. Why not try it again? With something a little bit more humane in its place. What's wrong with that? There's such a big stigma with that. And I think you're throwing the baby out with the bathwater when you say, okay, we're just going to close them all down. Then what do you do with people who have mental issues?
Yeah,
Well,
because there's people that are there maybe that not be to that level, but could still use
Absolutely.
a therapist, or a psychologist, or some
And are those expenses are they really necessary? Because in 2018, my wife and I were in a motorcycle accident up on the Five Corners, and I broke my leg in half, and she broke her hip, so I got like a metal rod in there, and I was in the
Hey.
hospital for a
Dude,
couple
you're
days.
metal.
I'm
Dude,
part
dude.
cyborg. Huh?
Nice.
Hey, me
Yeah.
and you.
When
Nice.
the machines take over, we're tight.
That's right. It's grounded us because I got one too in my leg. I got a
Yeah,
metal
there we go.
rod.
We're good. We're good.
All right, I take back the fish joke. So
Yeah, that's right. That's right, Ellis. But when we were done, all of our hospital bills were rounded up. It was turned into insurance. And when I went in there to the hospital to get the bill to look at what they had done, she was showing me all these line items that the hospital charges. But when you give them to the insurance company, they say, nope, nope, nope. And they cut like thousands of dollars out of our bill. So like if we wouldn't have had insurance, nobody would have looked that over for us. We would have had a huge bill to pay. And that makes me question, like, why are we not reforming health costs and things like that? And if we did do that, would that help the budget for mental health to fix people that are
That's a
causing
good
issues?
question.
Because, I mean, when I looked at that, I felt like I was about to be robbed. And then the insurance company saved me. Which is weird, because that's a whole robbery right there in itself, in my opinion. I don't know if anybody else feels the same way, but it's a whole racket there with the insurance stuff. But
Absolutely. No
Do we all
other
just
thoughts
have a
on
collective
that? No, we had a collective awkward pause.
yeah,
So-
dead air.
Yeah.
that moment
Dead
of
air. I'm leaving that in too. I'm not cutting that out. We're all going to look like idiots.
it's definitely interesting. I definitely think there's a whole thing that needs to be overhauled into that, and I am, my knowledge of it is minimal at best. There was a time when I followed up on it better now than I do now, but I know things change. So
Doing what I do as news director, I have to follow that stuff, and believe me, it's infuriating.
this is why I tune it
So
out.
I was talking.
Very-
I was talking to a college friend of mine about it, and when I was in college, and even in my younger days, I was not very knowledgeable of what was going on politically or in Washington D.C. Now I read almost everything about it, and it's absolutely infuriating. I think I was happier in my ignorance
Yeah,
than I am
ignorance
now
is
because
bliss, right?
because I'm a lot more cynical now.
Yeah.
As far as the goings on and what's wrong with this country, especially with the budget, and will it ever get fixed? Can it get fixed?
No.
Do they want to fix it? That's my
Yeah.
thing. Is like, are we being sabotaged by our own government? Right?
Okay. So during this whole government shutdown, people were wondering. People were wondering about their benefits. People in the military wonder if they're going to get paid. Then we hear about EBT and SNAP. And then we hear about, and then I see these videos on social media, and the one that probably just absolutely got under skin the most, and I don't remember the name of this young lady's name, and she goes, okay, my hair's done, my nails done, my lashes are done, rent is paid, car note is paid, but I have no EBT, I have no SNAP. And she's like, come on, taxpayers, step your game
Yeah.
up. Come on, I need my, I'm thinking, you spent money on hair, you spent money on nails, you spent money on lashes. You're probably driving a car that is way nicer than mine, and you're living in a place that is paid for already. When I look at a mortgage every month, I have trouble having sympathy for you right now. And when I think about how many able-bodied people are on SNAP and EBT, it drives me insane. And here's a stat that I heard. So 42% of adult females that are not on SNAP are obese. 58% of adult females who are on SNAP are obese. So the women who are on SNAP or are taxpayers, or maybe all of us who are taxpayers, are paying for
Obesity.
Thank you.
Yeah.
It makes it very unnecessary, especially when one of the biggest things being paid for on SNAP is popping sugary drinks. And that could be just an entire different...
And I think they're working on that, though, aren't they?
Oh,
Aren't they
yeah.
trying
Oh,
to change that so you can't get all that crap with that?
Yeah, and there's a lot of pushback, obviously, because of that. But I don't know. I don't drink soda, so I don't care. And soda is absolute junk. It has no nutritional value. So if water is good enough for me, and it was good enough for my ancestors, it should be good enough for you.
Yeah.
Yes.
Another almost awkward pause saved by Russ. Thank you for that.
So,
Yes.
and I'll fall into sort of awkwardness. I'm good at that. It is. There's a lot of things that the people that kind of work. There's people that need that. There are people that need that, and this is not. We're not talking about people that need it and who are there that it's there for, but we're talking about people that are making livings they're actually making livings, and they're still on using the SNAP. Maybe they're getting paid under the table. There's ways around it. They're using it just cause. There's loopholes in the system that allow for, okay, you can make 30, 40 grand a year and still get SNAP. Now, if you're living in New York City, then yes, that may be a thing. But this is Iowa.
That's almost poverty in New York. Actually, that probably is poverty,
it is poverty.
in New York City.
Yeah, it scares me, the stats of living in New York City.
Yeah, that's a different.
Even in Des Moines. I mean, yeah, okay, maybe in Des Moines, 40. Okay, maybe. If you're, and I'm talking if you're making 40 and you have kids.
40,000 alone. That's
In
actually
this
pretty
day
good.
and age.
For like small town where we live, 40,000 for a single income household, not too bad. But if you start throwing in kids, then yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
EBT, SNAP, anything that you need to help.
Yeah, that would definitely make a valid difference. But like you said, we're not talking about people that are on it that need to be on it.
I'm talking
But
about people that are flaunting it, people that are buying tomahawk steaks. Do you know how much a tomahawk steak costs?
A lot.
No, because I've never tried to buy one.
I bought one on sale.
Actually, I saw it in
I bought
Hy-Vee,
one on
yeah.
sale. It's still sitting in my freezer. That is for a very, very special occasion.
Like 30
Brian.
bucks a steak or something?
Yeah, it's
It's
It's good.
On sale. It
Really?
is.
Yeah.
I've never had it. So
there was a
you can
yes.
buy, but to my point, you can buy lobster with EBT. You can buy caviar
Right, yeah.
with EBT. Which kind of shovels me back to my point about obesity. They eat better than we do.
Yeah. I hated being on them. I was on them too when I got out of the military and I was just getting ready to go into college and stuff. We were on it for a couple years and I hated using it. I was ashamed to use them.
Okay. And so when we first moved here to Iowa, my wife didn't have a job, so I only had this job, and we qualified for EBT. We said no, we're
Really?
not doing it. Yeah, I did not want to do it, and my wife didn't want to do it either.
Yeah, I didn't like going into stores and using it or anything. Now then they make them look like a credit card, so usually you can't even tell anymore. But I mean, some people are just entitled.
No, the way that my wife and I looked at it is that there are people who are worse off than we are. We could survive, and there are people that are way worse off than we are that need it,
Right.
like that. And I don't think too many people think like that. And the problem with that is that I didn't realize how many people were abusing the system. So when my wife and I were saying, okay, there are people that need this more than we do, and we didn't realize that there were thousands, if not millions, of people that don't need it but are still getting it. So
Yeah. Now again, back to the government sabotaging us. Could that be a segue into socialism at some point?
oh boy.
boy, that's a well. So much for
You know
the
what I
light.
mean?
We're not talking fish on the beach this week.
Yeah. Steering clear of those little jokes there,
Which
guys.
studio did I walk into?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, I was here for the entertainment.
Nah, we're
the
covering
comic
the
relief.
big topics in this show.
Socialism.
You know, just sharing.
Okay,
it all out.
so I guess I'll start with
And I asked that because we see what's going on in New York.
and that's
possibly now.
where I was going to start. So promising or letting the government handle things only makes it worse. And I'll use this example. So they're talking about rent freezes and rent control. If you rent freeze, that means that the landlord cannot control the level of rent. However, wear and tear still happens on the building. So if you cap the rent, that means that it costs him more to maintain the building. And if you have so many rent controlled apartments, that means that the quality of the building is going to go down.
Don't they already have a bunch of rent controlled stuff in New York?
Yes, they do. And the problem is that it becomes too costly for the landlords to maintain it, and either they close down or, worst case scenario, you have slumlords and you have accidental fires, so insurance can pay for the burned out buildings. That's first up. Secondly, he's offering free bus fare for everybody, free child care for everybody. Whenever the government
Well, the word
Go ahead.
free is just thrown around too easy there because it's coming from somewhere.
Oh, it's coming
You know
from
what
the
I mean?
taxpayers.
Obviously, yeah.
Obviously.
But I don't understand why people can't see that.
Right. And all right, so when you let the government take care of something, it exponentially gets worse. It exponentially gets more expensive. And once so back to the apartments. Or actually, how about this? Let's go to your example of you having your motorcycle accident or whatever. Government gets involved. Everybody gets health care, Affordable Care Act, Obamacare, what have you. Healthcare is becoming much more expensive as a result. Yes. Take something elective like LASIK surgery. LASIK surgery is not something that's guaranteed by the government. It's not regulated by the government. The government doesn't promise everybody LASIK surgery. You can go and get LASIK surgery for $1,500. Give me another procedure, surgical procedure, that only costs you $1,500. There is no such thing. So when the markets decide how much something costs, it makes it more affordable because you have this center, you have this center, you have this center saying, okay, we all offer LASIK at a price. We realize that we all have to make it attractive enough price point so people want to come get LASIK. The problem is when the government controls it, you go to this specific doctor, you go to a specific hospital, it's going to cost you this much, you cannot shop around. There's your problem.
Yeah.
That's what we're dealing with a lot in now.
Yeah.
You got to go here. You got to go there. This one's not on. This one's not on your provider.
Yep.
That.
If you left it to the markets, I think the markets would sort itself out, and it would be a lot more affordable for everybody.
Yeah.
But
Good competition.
yeah, absolutely,
You know, you put that element back in there.
you could look at any aspect and think about that. Yeah, I mean, just look at schools. Schools, you can do the same thing. Schools that are public schools, they have no competition, and not so much Iowa, but if you look at, say, schools in Baltimore, they have classes where the reading rate is in the single digits.
Yeah, that's bad.
Yeah, and what's their solution? Oh, we
Trying to
need
get
more money.
teachers.
We need more money
Oh.
for more teachers.
There was.
We're not properly funded.
Yeah, that's there was a big state in a state that I used to live. There was a big push for getting more teachers, trying to make it an attractive incentive to get more teachers to come,
So once
which is very hard.
So once charter schools opened up and offered a alternative education and people started gravitating towards that, then that would give public schools a chance to go, hey, you know what? This is not a free ride anymore because charter schools are getting government money just like we are. We need to step our game up. That's what I think. I'm always a fan of competition. There has to be a healthy competition in the free market in order for things to be fair and affordable for all of us. That's just the way I feel.
And one of the big things that I remember from back when, and what was it, 2008, 2009, when the whole new healthcare initiative came in and was up on the deck, they wanted to overhaul the whole thing, and the big question was, and I thought this made perfect sense. Why doesn't the government offer their own, like the post office? You can go to UPS, you can go to DHL, you can go to FedEx, and you can go to the post office. That's the government provision.
Okay.
Why wasn't that ever brought up? Why couldn't you have your insurance here? Here's this, and then here's the government funding right here. You have that, and that's the nice thing, because then you keep your competition in there. Mm-hmm. The government can even probably help even with regulating some of the expenditures and adding to that competition, mm-hmm. just because they could undercut something and have a little bit more regulation.
Not bad.
That would have been. I heard that theory thrown around, and people would just poo-poo it. No. We got to overhaul the whole thing. And I think exactly what you have now is there's no options. Here's what you have to do. Take that for what it may be. And I don't want to get to it because of my whole argument with that medical industry, and the insurance is kind of vague now because I was unemployed at the time of that, and so I went through and I read a lot of that stuff and followed up on it. Yeah, I was followed up because, and I was. Everybody kept talking about. Do you remember when they were talking about the big conservative side of the push here? I may be playing devil's advocate here, but there was the big it was, what do they call that? There was a term for it where people could like, a lot of people were afraid that people were going to be sentencing you to death by like calling in these doctors for accountants, but it was for accountant. Be like, instead of saying something like, let's say a person's in a situation where they got to pull the plug, a one person making it, they had to get like three people to come.
Okay, and what you're saying is that some sort of numbers cruncher will say, well, actually, say you're plugged in and you're on life support. Well, you know what? It actually costs less money if you let Russ die and pull the plug than to give him an organ transplant. Is that what you mean?
Kind of.
Okay.
Well, I'm loosely talking about, but that could be included in it. But
okay.
There was a term for what that was, and that was the big scare tactics.
I don't remember the term.
And I can't remember what it was called. But
okay.
I started reading into all this stuff, and when I really read through it, at that part, I was just like, okay, to me it made sense. Yeah, I mean, anybody can read into this stuff, but it was laid out to be more instead of one person making a judgment call. You got to go get like accountants, okay, accountancies, like make you accountable. Hey, verify this. This person, do we keep him alive or not? And so forth. I'm going off on a tangent with that.
You are.
Bring it back though. But the thing about it was, there was other issues that people weren't even talking about in that whole thing. Like, and it's a lot of what you see today. If you get in insurance, I'm out of the loop with it, so my numbers may be off. But there was a time when I needed to go. Used to be whenever you had your insurance, you could go to the insurance. You could go to the doctor, and it was on your insurance. Okay, hey, I got insurance. Here you go. Well, now you almost can't go to if you go anywhere you're paying out of pocket for a wellness visit. Like you got to go in and get like a Z-Pack, or you got to get like you get the flu. Going back to earlier, if you're going to go to the doctor, you're going to come out of pocket with it, and unless you make under, and I want to say it was 15 grand, 14,999.
Don't know.
I don't want to.
Is that like an insurance thing you're talking
Yeah.
about? Is that Hawkeye? Is it Hawkeye?
Look, don't get me lying on that one. But there was a number because I ran into
Title
this.
19 would be the other one. That's what we were on. When I was going through college and that we didn't have.
But the only way you could get like where you could get your wellness visits covered, like if you're going to go in and get you need a tetanus shot or you need a thing. Don't get me wrong, wellness clinics have done a lot of good stuff out there, but anything's not covered. You've lost that, but you couldn't get that if you were under 15,000. If you're making less than 15,000, and my problem was
You could get it if you were making less.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And I don't remember the exact number, but I was in a case many times in my life where, even since that time where I've needed to go to the doctor, and I may be making 21 grand a year or 19 grand a year or 23. I can't afford it. It's just like, I'm screwed. I got insurance, but I can't use it because I got to pay for a whole thing. Well, I don't have like $300 to go get, or $200 or whatever it is to get covered. What do I do? What I'm gonna stock up on ibuprofen and sit at home.
Walk it off.
I'm gonna read up on all kinds of herbal remedies, and I'm not gonna go. And it's because, but it used to be before all that came in, you could get your insurance and your visits were covered, and all the way up to hospital visits, and apparently that's out now.
Yeah.
What a great way to end that topic. That's very, very uplifting.
Well, no fish on the beach stories this week. Lighten the load.
Hey, that was a cool thing to see, guys. That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying. It was really cool. Huh? A lot of dead fish on the beach. Whatever. It's like the apocalypse or something. Okay, so we've talked about some stuff that can lead into this one here. Conspiracy theories. Are you guys fans of conspiracy theories? I love conspiracy theories. And are there any that you really are fond of and you believe they could be the real deal?
I have a fear. I have this in my life because I love good conspiracy theory. But you've got to remember, no matter how valid it seems, plans or anything, until it's definitive, it's still a conspiracy theory. And it's just that. So I always keep myself in that mindset until proven beyond a shadow of a doubt that this actually happened.
So, did you guys ever watch the show Snowfall on Hulu?
No.
Or hear of it?
I have
Did you hear of it? Or?
Yeah. So the conspiracy of the CIA bringing.
Right. So they were working with the Contras or whatever. They were bringing in the drugs for him to sell, and they were getting the money to buy guns and transfer them to the Contras.
Yeah.
Is that a true thing? And I just asked that out of innocence because they had that in that show, and I know it's been a long time ago. I don't know if that's actually came out as true.
I would probably say.
Wasn't that the story of that one guy from the 80s?
No. You're talking about
Guy-
American Gangster.
No, Iran-Contra scandal. Isn't that what? Well, I can't think of who the guy was.
Oliver North.
Yeah, was that?
He was a general in the Iran-Contra scandal, but he's talking about something different.
Oh, okay.
He's talking about the CIA conspiring to bring crack into the inner cities.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh.
So yeah, it's about a guy. It's about a guy he's a young kid. He starts selling pot with his uncle.
Right.
And then he gets a connection to get cocaine somehow. I think he just kind of fell into it. Well, then as you get into the show, there's a guy that works for the CIA that's dealing all this. So he's getting the drugs over the border, getting the money, and then using that to fund the Contras.
Oh.
It's a great show, very interesting show, and that I better not say anything else because people watching or
Yeah, you
guys
don't
might
wanna
wanna
spoil
see
it too
Yeah,
much.
but it's a really good show.
Anyway, is that your conspiracy theory?
No, the one I like, because I used to watch this show called Conspiracy Theory with Jesse Ventura.
Oh,
Remember
yeah,
Jesse
yeah.
the Body Ventura from WWF?
Yeah. The former governor of Minnesota.
There you go, yeah. The man. He was like a Mongol, too, like a motorcycle.
He was a
gang
Navy
member.
SEAL,
Yeah,
too.
yeah.
He's led an interesting life.
Yeah, he has. There was a show where they talked about the Denver International Airport. I don't know if you've ever heard anything about that and the
No.
artwork in there. So they've got like all these weird, I should have brought some pictures to show you guys, but they've got like weird photos on the wall or paintings of like children dying in coffins and like soldiers. There's like a picture with a soldier with a mask on and he's got a sword and he's like slicing two doves
In
apart.
the airport?
It's in the
Yeah.
Denver International Airport. So you've heard about it, Connor?
I've also been to the
Have
Denver
you?
airport. I used to fly in and out of there all the time.
Really?
Yeah, they have weird artwork on the walls.
So there's a time capsule in there somewhere, and like it's got a Masons, the Masons,
The Freemasons?
Freemason
Yes.
symbol over the top of it, and there's supposedly all these tunnels and stuff underneath there, like big tunnels. I believe they showed them in the show, and I doubt if you probably got
What was the
anywhere near
purpose of
that
the
stuff.
tunnels?
No, I haven't.
They say to hide the government for government officials to go to when things hit the fan. I guess is what the story was in the show.
Okay.
But then also there's a giant black horse, the dark horse, that sits between the two runways. And it's like a black horse that lights up at night. Its eyes are red and it's got like blue veins all over it. And evidently the guy who was building it, it fell on him and crushed him and killed him while he was making it. Just weird stuff.
Can I make a quick side note about the horse?
Yep, do it.
It's actually a blue horse.
Okay.
And it's sitting in front of the airport as you're driving up to
Okay.
it. And it has red glowing eyes. I don't think the eyes are supposed to be glowing, but either way, it has red glowing eyes. And yes, when the guy was building it, it did fall on him and kill him. I'm pretty sure it happened to the second guy that was trying to finish it.
Did it really?
I think it might have, but it definitely killed at least one person.
Okay, do you have the hair standing in the back of your neck? 'Cause
I want to go check it out. I've never been there.
no,
it
look.
just
Here's
seems interesting.
here's what makes me so okay. Maybe because I was there with my wife and my two kids. I was.
Oh, were you there?
Oh yeah, we went to Colorado this past May.
Okay.
One of my I'm sorry, my brother-in-law got a promotion in the Air Force, so we went. We were there to and from Denver. I never had thought about looking around the artwork. I never thought about. I was distracted by the mountains, honestly. I like.
Oh
looking
yeah,
at the mountains.
That's
beautiful,
understandable.
beautiful.
Right. So yeah, I didn't notice the artwork. I didn't notice the
There was
horse
even-
that killed A bunch of people. Hey,
And there was even one of those art pieces. It's like up on top of something. I think it's like a suitcase with like a gremlin coming out the top of it or something. Just weird stuff.
I don't
I'll have to
remember the
put it in the
artwork.
video, but yeah, just weird, scary stuff. And then the tunnels down below.
Well, when
I
you
was
say
like a
even the black,
teenager.
when you say the black horse, it kind of makes me think of the Black Angel in Iowa City. Have you guys
what?
ever been up there? The Black Angel?
Is that the one that cries?
No, it's just supposed to be like it's an angel. It's a black statue of an angel in the middle of a graveyard, and like where most angels are like looking up, this one's looking down. And I've been to it. I've been to the graveyard. It's in there. It's foreboding. It's like way up taller than me. It's really cool. It's just one of those. It's one of those just paranormal things. But it's when you said the black horse, that's what it made me think
Right.
of was the Black Angel in Iowa City. Very cool.
okay, so you two are well versed on the Denver International Airport and that being a conspiracy. So what's the theory surrounding?
I
the
would
airport?
say, I mean, I don't know totally. I can't remember because it's been years since I saw it, but I would say it'd be like the secret society thing
Oh,
because they've got all
gotcha.
that weird crap in there, but then they've got the Freemasons have that time capsule in there that nobody knows anything about. So now they've
Where did we
also-
leave the time capsule?
Yeah.
I told you to put that on the map. You had one job to do.
Very interesting.
And so then there's another one too that I've read was tied back to the Masons in some way, which would be the Georgia Guidestones. Have you ever heard of those?
No.
And I don't even know if they're still around. I thought
They got destroyed.
Did they? Okay.
Yeah, that's what
Right,
I was
yeah,
thinking
okay.
too. But
Somebody destroyed them. I don't.
because that was kind of like had to do with ley lines, didn't it?
I don't remember.
Had to do with what?
Ley lines or something like that. Kind of like Stonehenge here.
Yeah, it was kind of like that, I believe. And
It's
it was
been
like
a long time, but I lived in South Carolina for a
it
while.
was like rules of. I believe they said it was like rules to bring population back or something like that. It was like
something like how to survive the apocalypse.
Yeah, and
it
there's
was
like-
written in multiple different languages.
And it was like telling you keep the population below a certain level and all these different things on there. And they couldn't figure out who it came from. And I think the theory was it was from somebody who was a Freemason because the money was just kind of diluted that came in. Like it went through so many people that they couldn't figure out. I believe that's how it was. You know, it's conspiracy theory. So
Interesting.
there's all kinds of weird stuff for that. But yeah, the weird thing was keep the population at a certain level. It's like for a peaceful society or something. I don't know. But so they did get destroyed then.
Yeah,
I was
it was,
thinking I read something like that.
I think it was almost 10 years ago that it
Was
got
it?
destroyed.
Oh, okay. Yeah, Russ actually has a picture of the Black Angel.
I had to find it, but that was it's the
Oh.
Black Angel in Iowa City.
I might have seen something like that.
Yeah, I've
I
never
have
seen
not
that
seen
before.
that.
Yeah, it's.
If I did, I didn't know that's
I may
what
have
it
to
was
shoot
or
you that
anything.
email or show you the picture so people
Yeah,
know
I'll
what I'm
put
talking
that
about.
put that in the video then. So conspiracy theories, when we talk about guns and stuff like that, do you believe the government has been dropping guns off in these inner city places for people to get a hold of? I've heard stories about that also.
Well, that's always it's
That's a fun one.
it's definitely a point of I mean, boy, there's so many things out there, isn't there? It's just like
Yeah. I mean, and I think I'd seen one recently where they were talking about in Chicago, trains would roll through and like the cargo trains, they'd just leave it sitting on the track and everybody would just leave. And then the people narrating the video were like, of course people are going to start checking it out when a train's
Yeah.
been sitting there.
Yeah.
And then it would end up there'd be guns inside there in big cases and stuff like that. And that's how they would get some guns. Conspiracy theory, but could that be really happening? And is that some sort of self-sabotage by the government?
It's not. It wouldn't necessarily be a self-sabotage, because if you give people guns,
Well, sure, okay.
they're going to. I mean, in situations like that, they're going to use them to kill people, to rob people, and do bad things, which then keeps the people divided, allowing the government to keep its full power.
Mm-hmm.
So, in theory, it's possible.
Unless we put in the gun laws and they stop going to these trains and picking up these weapons, right? That's what'll happen.
Yes, because when
Yeah.
somebody sees free guns, they go, "Wait a minute,
Yeah, but I mean, drug laws work,
we're in a
right?
we're in a gun-free zone. I'm not going to pick up these
Drug
free
laws
guns."
work though, right? Drug laws work though, right?
All right,
Not
can
even
I
close.
give?
is that a 6 hour? Is that a 6 hour on the
My conspiracy theory, and it's probably something more recent, but it became apparent to me during COVID. I think that the government wants all of us to be weak, fat, and anxious.
And gullible.
And gullible. I think that once they started closing down everything during COVID, that's when I said, I'm like, you gotta be kidding me. Like, they were closing down churches where people can bond spiritually. They closed gyms where people can get fit physically. Yet they kept open fast food joints, liquor stores, the big box stores, obviously. But anything that had to do with the mental well-being and, you know, the whole keep six, I could go down a big rabbit hole as far as that's concerned. But I'll keep it like this. When they were trying to get everybody to get the COVID vaccine, and whether you got the vaccine or not, no big deal. I'm cool with you whether you got it or not.
Right.
But when they offered different
Cheeseburgers and fries,
so many different incentives.
Give you free beer.
Bars were offering
Yeah.
beers. Krispy Kreme was offering a donut if you showed
Yeah.
your Vax card. There are so many other incentives to get this vaccine, and not a lot of people knew about the vaccine at the time, and that scared me. I was just like, why
are you bribing people to get the
yeah,
shot?
if it's so good for you,
Yeah.
why are you trying to add extra
Yeah.
incentives?
You know, and then it went to the point, kind of like where we're at now with political parties, where if you didn't get the shot, you don't care about me. You don't care about anybody. You hate people.
Yeah.
You want everybody to
You
die.
want grandma to die.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't
it's just
want
crazy.
grandma to die, but I do hate people.
I will say this, and this is probably the coolest thing that somebody on my wife's side of the family ever did. We have, she has a great aunt that lives in Mount Pleasant, and during COVID, my wife went out to visit her. She is in her 80s, lives by herself, health up and down,
Right.
no big deal. So my wife wears a mask to visit her, and so. I'm not going to say her name, but the aunt, she goes, what's that on your face? And my wife says, well, I want to wear this so I can protect. She goes, oh, take that damn thing off.
Bravo.
And I was like, okay, she is. Yeah, that's awesome. If more people had spine like that, that would be absolutely great. If you want to wear it, cool, but don't try to ostracize people. Don't try to
guilt tripping people.
They use it as a virtue signal, and that's that's really got under my skin.
Yeah.
Because I told the line at the beginning when people said wear your mask. Okay, I wore your mask, but the reason why I stopped is because when George Floyd died and people started protesting, and everybody got together, which we were told not to do. Some medical association, or maybe it was the CDC, said, you know what? Hey, gathering is bad, but you know what? You're gathering to battle systemic racism, which is a bigger health risk than COVID. So yeah, you go ahead and gather. I'm like, no.
Yeah.
That is so stupid. It's something fictitious like that.
Well, you know, and then you had politicians like, I think it was Michigan's governor, where they had everybody stuck inside, and they're out on the lake that weekend, right?
Right. Well,
Yeah.
no, Michigan's governor, remember, she, Gretchen Whitmer's her name,
Yep.
she outlawed buying seeds. Remember? She, like, there's tape, and they're locked away. You could not garden
Really?
in the state of
I
Michigan.
forgot
They
about
locked,
I did not
they
know
locked
that.
away
About
seeds.
that.
People, there's a guy paddleboarding in California.
I saw that.
And they arrested him for that.
Yeah.
So COVID opened my eyes as far as, that's why I'm so serious about exercising regularly, eating right, all of this stuff, because the government does not care about you being healthy.
Right.
They want you fat, they want you weak, they want you anxious.
I really need to get into a regiment.
Okay.
Gonna throw that YMCA at me, aren't you?
Last subject. Elon Musk is set to become the first trillionaire
And to no
because
one's
the
surprise.
board approved some package for him, but he has to meet certain requirements, like they have to have a certain amount of growth and stuff.
No,
Okay.
that doesn't surprise me about that.
But do you feel that is a problem with these billionaires and now a trillionaire making money and having that money? Is to use that considered hoarding, or is that I work for it, it's mine, and I should be able to do with whatever?
I think it's got to do with was he putting it back. I mean, he's definitely putting it back into reinvesting into things. He's got the cars. He's gotten into AI. He's definitely one that knows that money doesn't. You can't stop the flow of money. Money has to be reinvested.
He wants to colonize Mars.
Yeah.
Yes.
And that is something that is far beyond the regular comprehension of us in here. And for something that ambitious, something that that's almost like something where he is using that money for the benefit of humankind, and to see, oh hey, you know what? Maybe we can make Mars.
And I don't know how much he spends on himself, because I think he lives in like a 3D printed house, and it's like really small and stuff. Like,
Yeah,
I don't
he
think
actually.
he
I think he
splurges.
manufactures those, doesn't he? He's like he's got a company that one of his companies is making those 3D modular homes.
No idea.
They actually look kind of cool.
Yeah.
I mean, all of his companies combined give him the best chance at colonizing Mars. Because if he does make 3D printed housing, that's housing he can make there on Mars. Electric vehicles, because we don't know if combustion engines will work on Mars. He's getting into space rockets and space well, not travel, but and also I hear that he's got a mining company as well.
Would that be the boring one that made like them tunnels or whatever? Because don't they have
Yeah.
tunnels meant for the electric cars and that?
I think that underscores the point that some people have a misconception about the ultra rich, and usually it's something innovative that benefits mankind, which is why they're so rich. Like Jeff Bezos, he created Amazon. How many people? use
Right,
Amazon?
you know.
And that was his own thinking. That was his own innovation. He should be paid richly for that. If you want to be paid richly, come up with a good idea and see if you can profit from it. Otherwise, you have going back to socialism, where everybody gets paid the same. People think when this great utopia comes in that, okay, I'm going to be a poet, and I'm also going to teach kids about intersectional feminism. No, you're going to dig a hole, or you're going to work on the farm, or you're going to do hard labor. A lot of people think that they're going to do jobs that fit their utopia, when in socialism, people don't like to work. They're disincentivized to work because everybody gets everything for free.
Right, that's what I've always thought. Like,
Yeah.
what's my incentive to go and become a doctor if I'm
Right.
just going to have the same amount of money as
Right.
Joe Schmo sitting on the couch
What's
there?
the incentive for Elon Musk to want to try to occupy Mars if he gets paid the same as some schmuck talking on the radio?
Right?
Yeah.
Yeah,
Exactly.
They worked for it, you know. Because I mean, like Bill Gates. Did Bill Gates come for money? I don't
he
think
did.
Zuckerberg came for money, did
No.
he? He stole his idea fair and square. Sorry, Zuck. I know you got all that money. Just please leave me alone. Please leave me alone.
This will be the one video he watched.
Yeah.
He's
And
got
then
someone
next
listening.
week I get suicided.
No, he's now starting to work out, and he's like MMA
Yeah,
hardcore now.
I've
So
seen
he'll just take it to the
Come and
cage.
beat me up.
Yeah, he'll take it to the cage. It's
Catch
like,
me
all right.
outside the office and take my lunch money.
Catch me outside, how about that?
Yeah, pretty much.
It's so weird. Brian got stabbed 37 times in the back. We're labeling it a suicide.
It was ruled a suicide. Crazy. All right, well,
No, I had headphones on. I didn't hear anything.
thanks, Russ. I appreciate
Yeah, the
that.
studio was on. But it was-
Oh, I happened. I didn't do it.
All right.
I got dibs on stapler.
I'll light a candle for him.
Yeah, I'm glad my death is drawing. My death and murder is drawing out this episode. It's just great, guys. Thanks.
I'm taking that
Love
little thing you got in there that's a parcel package.
No, and then I'm at his gravesite. We'll always have the dead fish in Florida.
Yeah. All right. It was cool, guys. It was awesome. You're never going to see that many dead fish, but I have. All right.
Brian Babcock, he sleeps with the fishes, literally.
All right. We're at the end of the episode. Does anybody else got something to say other than about dead fish?
No, I'm curious to see if we can carry this on to the next episode.
I bet it's coming up
I think
next
we set
episode.
a record on awkward pauses.
Yeah, we did.
I'm keeping everyone in
Rather
there. So.
impressive.
And you're welcome, the savior.
All right. If nobody else has anything to say, I kind of came up with a script this time because I'm so confused on how to end things and start things too. I'm still trying to come up with a good intro. It made me think of this show I watched when I was a kid, and I don't know if you guys remember it. It was like a show about a detective, and his name was like Mike Hammer.
Oh yeah.
And at the beginning of the show, he'd stand in front of the mirror and he'd be like, "Trust me, I know what I'm doing."
Trust me, I know what I'm doing.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah, there you go.
It was
And he'd
called
shoot the
Sledgehammer.
mirror with his
Yes,
gun.
yes.
Sledgehammer.
Yeah,
Oh my God! I
Sledgehammer.
thought it was the other one, Jake and the Fat Man.
No. This was way
Yeah,
more
I remember
slapstick
Sledgehammer.
and-
I
And
remember.
it didn't last that long.
No,
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 it didn't.
no.
But it
Like
was
a flash
hilarious.
in the
The
pan.
humor appealed to about the age that I was, which
Yeah.
was like I don't remember.
A-
I was pre-adolescent. It was but hilarious show.
Junior high. and-
Yeah.
The
Yeah, I was
guy-
gonna say, I think I was
still-
elementary school
Yeah,
when it
yeah,
came out. But
yeah.
There's
yeah.
clips of that still on YouTube.
Yeah. He was an absolute moron.
Yeah.
He had a gun the size of a.
If Frank Drebin was like a military person, then
Right. No, if Frank Drebin shot first and asked questions later, that would be Sledgehammer.
and he was a little bit arrogant.
Yes.
A lot
okay.
of arrogant.
Okay.
A lot of
okay.
arrogant.
Okay.
Okay. So maybe someday something cool, guys. But if you have an idea for a subject you would like us to ponder on the Mancast, please drop it in the comments. Thanks for watching. Please like the video and subscribe to the channel. And see you
Did we get
next
to the
time.
point?
Peace out.
Point?
Point.
Whatever.
Sure.
Sure.
Yeah.